Right to our top story tonight, and it is our cold case. We are launching a new series on unsolved crimes in Central Texas. The hope is that by bringing these cases back into the spotlight, victims and their families will finally get closure and maybe even justice. In tonight's Gone Cold, 6 News anchor Bailey Bates takes a look at the case of Sheila Finch, a 10-year-old girl whose murder has left her family and detectives with few answers for nearly 33 years.
It's hard to see past the beauty surrounding Lake Waco. But for Detective Michael Alston with the Waco Police Department's Special Crimes Unit, there's a spot he'll always remember.
I wish I didn't, but I do.
A crime scene confirming a young life had been stolen.
You got a 10-year-old girl who's just snatched up, basically, and she's gone. Her life's taken from her.
It was Tuesday, October 17th, 1989. 10-year-old Sheila Finch rode her bike to a grocery store at Dutton and 26th, just blocks from Grandma's.
The reason why she did was to use the payphone to call her Aunt Trina to come pick her and Grandma up so they could get a ride to school to get her re-enrolled back at the elementary school that she'd gone to before here in Waco.
But Sheila never returned, and the phone call would be the last time anyone heard from her. Law enforcement launched a house-by-house search for the missing girl.
It expanded all the way up and went over to Valley Mills Drive.
As it turned out, the search area was not nearly big enough.
She would have to be transported there by vehicle.
Sheila's little body was found near Lake Waco in the Speegleville area, more than 10 miles from that grocery store.
Back in this area right here is where she's found at.
2 anglers found her body on the banks of a creek in the same clothes she left Grandma's in. She had been stabbed multiple times. The search for her killer began with detectives following up on every lead.
You know, people saying they saw a such and such car stop and talking to a girl, or somebody saw a girl over here riding a pink bicycle. Everything was followed up on. Nothing led to Sheila.
3 years later, detectives made an arrest.
Like I said, it was a circumstantial case, circumstantial evidence in it, and so it never got prosecuted.
Justice for Sheila went cold again until Alston took another look.
Knew that there was a lot of stuff there that could possibly contains some DNA evidence, which may lead us to a suspect.
He partnered up with the Texas Department of Public Safety's crime lab in Waco.
We're testing clothing, we're testing all kinds of things in regards on this case right here that were found with her.
Any type of evidence that may contain biological fluid or cells, we will process that for the possible presence of DNA and try to develop a DNA profile from it.
Brent Watson, the DNA section supervisor and technical leader at the lab, says despite being an older case, DNA results are still possible.
As long as the preservation of the evidence is intact, then we really have a good chance of getting DNA profiles from it, regardless of its age.
He says technology has advanced so much they don't need high-quality samples or nearly as many of them to get a match.
They can determine whether or not that is beneficial to them or if there's any additional testing that may need to be done.
Alston hopes the DNA testing could be the evidence needed to crack this case that's gone cold.
I have some thoughts of where it might be going and leading to, but I can't do anything with that until I have something else to go with.